You're such an asshole.
Alright, the old captain is going to struggle with this one, because this is on the cutting edge, the evolutionary edge as to where we are in the digital nomad world. Hey Aaron, hope this email finds you well. I sent and received advice from you 4 years ago. Wow, you must have been one of the originals. Asshole Consulting isn't much more than 4 years old. I did what you said and actually sold my house after having scum rent a house next door to me through the government, socialism, and was burgled. Anyway, it was positive because I now live with my brother for $250 a month all in. I paid off my debts, got my head down in my construction job, and got myself level. Currently, I have $50,000 cash, $30,000 in gold, and 350 ounces of silver and a few... You have enough precious metals, dude. You have enough. You can stop now. But you were going to build a car out of silver. I think you have enough. Maybe a little bit of crypto here and there. And a tiny amount of Bitcoin. Okay, you got some Bitcoin. Okay, maybe some Ethereum, all right? You have enough. My main problem is I find it difficult to take time from my work for any distant period of time without feeling anxious and feeling like I need to be out earning as much as I can on construction jobs. I like my job, but it is cyclical, and maybe this is why I feel the need to be hitting it hard all the time. At the same time, I realize that nothing is guaranteed as a single guy with no kids, etc. Time must be made to kick back and enjoy ourselves. I didn't know if you could give me advice on setting up a structure or plan so that I don't feel on the verge of a nervous breakdown anytime I feel like enjoying the decline and taking some time off. Which for me would be spending time with loved ones, a little travel, and video games, etc. Basic things make me happy. Maybe it's because most guys around me have all the usual commitments of kids and a mortgage and that I get sucked into their way of thinking. I know they're secretly pissed at me for being single at 39 years old. See, I don't get any of that hate. I do not get any of that hate. I think all my friends, God bless them, my parents and my family, they're all kind of like happy for me. I don't know why. I understand some people do. I understand why, but at the same time, I don't understand why would people be upset at your success. So you're pissed at me for being a single at 39 years old, pretty much carefree guy. Thanks for your time and keep up the good work. All right. So I asked him, give me some more information on your work schedule. Are you banging out 80 hours a week and haven't taken a vacation in 5 years? Are you working 7 days a week and not recharging your batteries for at least one? Or is this more of a daily issue where you can't even unplug even though it's dark outside and there's no more work to do? He says, Aaron, thanks for getting back to me. I think the main issue, as stupid as it sounds, dude, this is stupid, man. We are on uncharted territory. Humans have not been here before. It's like the frickin' moon. As stupid as it sounds, that even though I have unplugged from the matrix in a physical sense by selling the house, living cheap and interesting, and investing, etc., I still mentally struggle with the freedom I have. There's still nothing, for example, stopping me from enjoying more time with my folks, traveling, or even taking a week off to play video games, sleeping till noon, or watching the rush hour traffic with a cigar in hand. Love that part of your book. I gotta do that. I gotta go film myself. I'm not gonna do morning rush hour traffic, but I'm gonna do, once it gets warmer out, there's a bridge I know. I'm just gonna have someone film me. I'm gonna sit on a lawn chair with a cigar and wave to people driving by on the interstate during rush hour. I just wondered if you or guys you know have struggled mentally with the options single guys have. I got a lot better at work. It's rare for me to work 7 days now, usually more 6, and I do try to get at least 2 holidays abroad in. Anyway, if you need any more info, let me know, but any advice from your good self is appreciated. I'll get that $38 payment, ba-da-ba. Recent video you did to the guy who wanted $5 million and you laid out the time it takes and whether it's worth it is something that compelled me to write you again. Yeah, you don't need $5 million to retire. Read Poor Richard's Retirement. You don't need $5 million to retire. If you're a normal, typical American that likes to spend more than you make, yeah, you're going to need $5 million. But if you're someone who's a minimalist. All right, here's the deal. It seems like you can take days off. All right, and that's the first step. And the reason I say this is the cutting edge, this is the problem that I face. And there's some parallels happening here as well. But you're doing better than me in that you can take days off. Like, you know you have to take days off, and you do. And then you go on holiday. Right? So you're one step ahead of me. Where you're running into it, and this is also a problem I run into, and others as well. Me and Rollo Tomasi talked about this one. RationalMail.com. I said, can you turn it off? He's like, no, I can't. I just can't. And this is where it's your age. So now Rollo's an old fart. A guy's practically dead, he's so old. But you're 40, I'm 43. And keep in mind that especially during your teens and 20s, you had to work nonstop and hustle nonstop. We went through the dot-com crash, you're old enough to remember that, then we had the housing bubble, and we had baby boomers fucking leading us the entire way. So there was no stability, there was no money, there wasn't enough profit margins, wages weren't high enough, we had to go to college, all this other stuff. So you've been in survival mode this entire time. Now, after 40 years, not to mention your living experience sounded horrible. So your adult life, your entire adult life has been survival mode. And it's not that you just flip the switch once you sell your house and everything's hunky-dory, like, fuck that, close that chapter of my life. It sticks with you and haunts you, I think, for the rest of your days. I think pretty much for the rest of your days. Because no matter how much you try to get rid of it, dude, that has been the majority of your conscious adult existence. And your brain has been developed. The hindbrain, and we could talk frontal lobes all day. The remaining back part, 80% of your brain, is hardwired to, no, we gotta work, man. We gotta work. No, we gotta save money. We gotta work. We gotta fix our own car. We gotta work. Because that's what survived. That's how you made ends. That's how you didn't starve. Or you dulled the starvation. You dulled the hunger pains. So, what you are facing, it's good because, like I said, you at least are taking days off, but the problem everybody is facing, especially at this stage, this range, and there's going to be more of you boys coming online, trust you me, you start following this advice in the red pill and the Manister and all that, you play your cards right, you're going to cross that finish line early, and then it's just like, well, now what? We got to work. So here's the next problem that you're facing, and that is getting rid of the guilt. The guilt that you're taking a day off. The guilt that you're enjoying this, because you cannot relax and enjoy. You could take 2 weeks off. If you're still worried about work and fretting, that's not taking time off. Your stress levels are up, your cortisol levels are up, you're not getting rest. This is a big problem I face because when I get time off, what do? I go charge up a mountain, ride a motorcycle out to Alaska, ride a motorcycle to Las Vegas, hike along the way, golf, go, do, jump. It wasn't until I ended up talking to my doc about a year ago, like, you have got to calm down. You cannot, don't look at it between work and play. It's not work and play. It's action and inaction. That's what it is. And even though, yeah, you're not working, riding across the country, climbing up mountains or whatever, that's still work. Even if you're sitting there in your case, like you take the day off and you could go visit your family and friends, if you're worrying about work, that's still work. That is not relaxing. You are not getting to the point that you can relax. So the real challenge at your particular stage in this evolution as we go through it is you got to forgive yourself, you got to let go, you got to get rid of the guilt, and you have to accept the fact that you need to relax. Now, how do you relax? It's not simply telling you, fucking relax, damn you! It doesn't, because I've tried. And what I did is I had to sit and think it through, and talking to the doc ended up making me realize this. You're going to die, dude. And not only are you going to die, the fun part of your life, the stuff that you've been working so hard for, is going to be completely wasted. It's going to be completely wasted because you're not enjoying everything you worked for. This is what we worked for. This is what we were frugal about. This is why we saved our pennies and dimes. This is why we didn't order a bottle service. This is why we didn't go to fancy, expensive thing like a prom or whatever college dances. This is the payoff. This is what we've been working for. The drawback we didn't see is that it would condition our minds to not let go. And especially given that you're in construction, that no doubt plays a role, because it's like this. I mean, I'm sure even though it was a decade ago, the housing bubble and the housing crash is very sharp in your mind. And it should be, because it could happen anytime. But you already are at the point of taking off days. It's a real issue of enjoying those days off, and also realizing that if you take a day off and work 6, that's all right. You're still going to make it. If you're saving your money and squirreling it away, it's all right. It's okay. You've saved enough and you're prepared for the crash. I mean, heck, you're paying $250 a month for your brother for rent. I think you'll weather anything. So, but it's not. So it's the point I'm trying to make with your background in construction. That's not a bad thing. Where it's like, hey, make hay while the sun shines. 7 years feast, save up for the 7 years famine. Strike while the iron is hot. That's why when it comes to asphalt, I am banging it out. I don't care. I'm even kicking around writing another book here if I could fit it in. I just don't have the time. But it's like, this could end. It could all end It can all end. For I've seen positions go where you're making 120,000 a year and then bam, you're down to making 120. I've seen that happen to people. I've gone through some trials and tribulations like that myself. Not 120,000, but I was making about 75 grand one time and then all gone. Part recession, part because I couldn't handle the job, anything else. But the point is, hold on to that fear. Hold on to this skill. Another big fear that I have is I'm going to lose this work ethic. Like if I go and sit and binge on video games for a solid week, I'll be like, I'll lose it, and this is what has got me here. It's what's making me the money now. You can't have that fear. You're not going to lose that skill if you take a day or two off, or if you take a week off, right? So getting rid of the guilt, which is the problem that you're at the stage you're at. Again, two things I alluded to before. I did want to address you're not insane or irrational worrying about work, especially being in construction because of its seasonality and cyclicality. But to enjoy it now, realize one, you're going to die. All right. Two, you're not going to be happy unless you have fun. If you keep working like this and all of a sudden you're 75, you're dying of a stroke and your deathbed, you say, dang it, why did I enjoy it and have fun? You got to think about the future and looking back, right? You want to have fun. It's okay to have fun now. We sacrificed for decades. We are allowed decades of joy and relaxation and serenity. I don't even care about you. I just want serenity and peace. So you got to think about that if you don't have fun, when are you going to have fun in life? And what you got to let go of the guilt. You got to let go of the fear. You got to let go of the worry so you can actually enjoy it. Right? What was it? So it's that you're going to die. Fear. Letting go of it. What was the other one? How to let go. Oh, I forgot. It was that you're entitled. Never mind. I already addressed that before. That's what you've worked up to. So, how to relax, even though you've taken time off, but how to relax while you're on that time off, you just gotta sit and think it through, and then you gotta let it go. And I'm at the edge where I can kind of turn it off and I can relax. The GF forces me to take a day off. I force myself to take a day off the Sabbath. And not only do I take a Sabbath, not necessarily on Sundays, whenever, not only do I take a full day off, it's off. There's no working out. There's no writing. There's no asshole consulting. There's no email. There's no social media. It's just sit and relax, right? And I would even say it helps to practice during the weekdays. Like you should have at least an hour a day where you're doing nothing. So I've been watching The Saint with Roger Moore recently. Father Ted. Comedy. Stupid. And the other thing is like, I so wish I could be as blissfully ignorant and having fun and relaxing like I did in the 8th grade playing Dragon Warrior. Just playing Nintendo. Like you didn't have a care in like summer days as a kid. That's what you want to get to. Well, we may not be able to get there at that point, but you can. That's your goal. That's the state of mind you want to be in. You are not worrying about anything. Once an hour a day, probably before you go to bed, watch some TV, and something stupid and mindless. Although Father Ted isn't stupid. It's fucking genius. Comedic genius. Saint's really good too. I like The Saint. But you can't be worrying about work. You can't be worrying about your bills. You can't be worrying about your house. You can't be worrying. You gotta take the time off because you only have a certain number of hours left. You can spend that worrying, even though ironically and tragically you're on vacation, or you can not worry about it, enjoy I was at Lake Como. All I did, that's another thing. If you're ever going to go to Italy, have other people drive. Don't go into the interior. Take the bus, take the boat. Don't drive through Italy. Driving around Lake Como, my knuckles were whiter than that sheet of paper. I couldn't enjoy Lake Como. All right, wasted trip. So, just wondering what you guys have struggled with mentally. Let's fire this back up. Come on. Come on. Know if you know guys who have struggled mentally with the options single guys have. I've gotten better at work. Yeah, it's also accepting that this is your lot in life. Options single guys have. We have all the options in the world. Avail yourself of them. Absolutely go and do it. I wouldn't worry about... You're going to get, especially by 39, you should start realizing fewer and fewer people have the energy to go out. That's kind of another separate issue. But yeah, you have limitless options. The only problem is there's so few people with limitless options that these worlds that you go and populate, these adventures you go on with limitless options, are very sparsely populated. So they're populated, if populated at all, by the most amazing, intelligent people, most interesting people in the world, but they're very sparsely populated. But that is another issue. Yours sounded more like, how do I get to relax? How do I take it easy? So yeah, it is a problem, because people who get to this level, they didn't get there by being a lackadaisical fuck off. They weren't Kennedys or Bushes or Obamas or Clintons. They were hardworking people who had hustle and game and frugality and discipline. And it's really hard to get rid of that mentality, especially when it's been with you for 3 decades. And that's how you survived. That's how you're going to continue to survive. So you gotta work at it. I've even thought about meditating, just to sit and relax, not yoga, just sit and do nothing. And just, turn off the brain. Just turn off the brain. And it may even come to that, but I think I got it worked. I got it wired now. And like I said, you're there, you're halfway there, you can take days off. Now it's an issue of allowing you to have those days off and not worry about it. And that's just thinking about how you're going to waste your life if you worry about it the rest of the time. Or the doctor saying, you better relax or you'll die. Okay. Oh, that's what the other one. You're going to live longer if you relax. That was the other thing. Very important. If you're go, you're going to die early. Stroke, heart attack, something. Right? So it not only makes sense mentally, psychologically, and in a fun sense, but health-wise, it'll extend your life a lot more. You're going to die at a certain point in time, but at this stage, I think for every day you take off, truly take off a day, you're going to get 2 in extra life expectancy if you do it regularly. So it's like eating your vegetables, eating your cholesterol-lowering oatmeal, whatever else us old farts have to do. If you take a day off, it's going to extend your life a lot more, and then you're going to have more free days. So it's economic. It only makes economic sense to relax, take days off, and be guilt-free about them. All right, that's it. You guys got questions? Cappy got answers. AssholeConsulting.com. I almost guarantee you read the comment section below. I guarantee there's going to be some old farts, 40 and up. I'll send this out to Rollo. I'd be real curious to get his opinion on it. But there's some guys out there who are like, they are super achievers. And then it's like, now what? It's like, we can't turn it off. It's like the Flash, where he just keeps beating the crap out of Lex Luthor in that cartoon, remember? And he can't stop. And then he goes into a different world. Never mind, getting my geek on. All right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.